Greetings and welcome to the QuestCast, where the cast does not contain Grumter. I'm joined here today with the one and only Kobe Sack, and I am Peter Gambleputty, or Zach.
Thank you for having me back on, Peter Gambleputty, Zach, aka. Like you said, I'm Kobe, and I wanted to start this podcast off on a high note. I don't want to say the podcast will peak here because obviously I want you to continue to listen, but this is going to be hard to top. Okay, I'm gonna describe something to you that you will be completely invested in. So let me start. Scarface, The World Is Yours for Xbox. The game is not a direct adaptation of the 1983 film directed by Brian De Palma, but it instead is a broad stroke sequel which changes the ending of the movie so that Tony Montana survives, and he sets out on exacting revenge on those who ousted him from power by reestablishing his drug empire in Miami. So it's kind of a what-if scenario game.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope this has already piqued everyone's interest here.
Yeah,
Let me continue.
Yeah.
Let me continue just a little bit more, in case you're not sold. The game does feature Al Pacino's likeness in the character of Montana.
Not Al. Okay.
But Al Pacino does not voice the character, as he and the game's producers felt that his voice had changed too much since the film released in 1983. Instead, he is voiced by Andre Sagluzzo, who was personally selected by Pacino himself. So that's it. That's going to be my little spiel.
Where can I buy this? You sold me on it.
Probably on Amazon, eBay, Mercari.
Is this an Xbox exclusive?
It was released on Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and the Wii.
Heck yeah! You can boot up Dolphin.
I didn't even know it was on the Wii. That's
get my Link's crossbow training out. Play some Scarface.
That
amazing.
That sounds like a good ass night.
I'm guessing you got that the reference. I was really sort of
I changed some words up.
Shooting in the dark there.
I changed some words up, but that is a reference to Wikipedia's paragraph on Scarface. I didn't read it from the website. That's all memorized. Okay.
Yeah, I was talking about the Jack and Jill reference. The not Al thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that or not.
No, I didn't know. I went with it, but I had no idea.
Yeah, that's you need to do your homework on that one. It's probably Al Pacino's finest role since anything, really. It's probably the only good thing he's ever done. Let's be real here.
True, yeah. The dude is one of the worst actors in Hollywood, I will say.
Yeah,
he's been in no good movies. He's been in nothing of importance. I'm surprised that people know who the hell he is, with all the low-key shit he's been in.
Well, it's because they've seen him in Jack and Jill, so they...
Right, that's probably one of his bigger movies.
Yeah, definitely. But,
didn't he play the uncle in Napoleon Dynamite or something?
Yeah, I think
Uncle
so.
Rico?
Yeah.
That was Al Pacino.
Yeah. I think that was... Yeah, he's also in the sequel as well.
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a what-if game, right?
Yeah, as if
for the
Napoleon
PS2.
didn't die at the end.
Yeah, and then he went on to establish a drug empire in
Yeah,
his little
Tater
town.
Tot Empire.
Yeah, it sounds funny, but look it up.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
bullshitting.
I mean, at this point, like, kind of have to play the Scarface game.
Yeah, I feel obligated to play it more because I have never finished the game. I
Have you
feel
played
like
it?
yes, I have played it,
Okay.
but I've never played like a lot of it. You know, I feel like I haven't earned the right to be
Yeah, I'm like
the
not. Yeah.
ambassador.
Yeah. I was just saying I feel like my intelligence isn't enough to
Oh,
really.
yeah, it'll give you some IQ points for sure.
Yeah, I just don't want to insult the art by not by consuming
And
it, experiencing it. I'm not worthy,
right. It
sort of
got
thing.
really good review scores, weirdly enough. Not like really good, but like certain outlets gave it pretty.
Yeah.
It was well received. Others were not so much. So it's kind of one of those in between things. You either love it or hate it,
Yeah,
kind
like
of games.
a cult classic kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I've I've heard the PS3 Godfather game is really good, or good at least.
yeah. I played The Godfather 2 on PS3, and it was good. It actually is a lot like Scarface, the game. There's
Okay.
like a micromanaging part of it where you kind of have to like do drug deals in the open world and like recruit people into your
Yeah.
empire and control the area that you run. There's a lot of things like that, and for some reason I am always attracted to that kind of game design. Keeps me coming
Yeah.
back, I guess.
Yeah, that's sort of yeah, I can see that. Uh, are there two Godfather games on the PS3?
Yeah, there's
Like
this, I think
one and two?
the first one is the most popular, but I had the second game, and it's like an
Is it about
improvement
the?
as far.
Is it like an adaptation of the second movie? Or
No, it takes place during the events, but you create your own character in this Godfather
uh,
world. It kind of is a Scarface game-ish story where it's like less of a what if and more kind of like you're just being thrown into the Godfather 2 plot. Like
okay,
as a character, like
yeah,
it seems like you were written into these scenes where that you weren't actually where you weren't actually in the movie.
yeah. So it's like a 358/2 kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of a 358 over 2 days, repeating squared.
Yeah, we. I feel like we're the only people that have ever made that comparison. But yeah,
Yeah, that's like one of the only original statements that we've ever made.
yeah,
It's hard to be original nowadays, folks.
yeah. Unless you're us.
hmm Yeah, we're saying shit on this podcast I'm sure nobody has ever said before.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Especially
so
yeah,
you're in for it.
yeah. I mean, how can we even top that? That's like we just lost all the viewers right now because they're like, oh, they're done talking about Scarface. Well, I'm gonna head out.
Right, that's why I wanted to preface like that wasn't a peak. We're gonna get better, but that was a
That's
highlight.
We're like a sine wave, we're going.
Right.
Actually, more like a cosine. We're starting off there at that peak.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for all of our graph guys watching,
Yeah,
it's more of a cosine.
yeah,
I'm more of a secant kind of dude, to be fair. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Um,
now we definitely lost all of our.
yeah, that was a little too far into the math verse.
Yeah, that's too committed to it. Yeah.
Okay, well we'll go to the next topic.
Um.
We can go into some favorite movies. I think that'd be easier than the other one I was gonna choose.
My favorite. Some. Well. I'll let you start because it's sort of I sort of pressured you into doing it.
Right.
So, because I really do not know. This is like a live reaction, blind playthrough
Right,
here.
and honestly, I don't know either. I wrote this down and have not given it a lot of thought.
Yeah.
I can give some contenders for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I only know
Um,
one of them, so just interesting to talk about.
let I'll do a little retrospective list for
Yeah.
me, and then you can do yours. I'll describe a little bit, but I won't go into a whole tangent or anything. Um, I love this movie so much. I've seen it a lot. It is Little Miss Sunshine, with Steve Carell, Abigail Breslin, Paul Dano, these different actors. Excellent, feel good comedy kind of movie. Um, it's pretty popular. I'm sure a lot of the hip kids watching have watched it. I don't know though, but
Is it from
it,
2006?
yes, probably
Okay. Yeah.
somewhere around that time. Very good. The Iron Giant, pretty classic. You know what I'm talking about. You know, I don't have to describe the Iron Giant to you.
Yeah.
Um,
I've not seen
excellent
it though,
movie.
but I do know it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's awesome. Um, sorry, I'm giving some dead air. I'm giving
Mononoke.
some dead air moments. Yes, Princess Mononoke. Once again, I think that's kind of an Iron Giant thing as well, where it's like, do I even have to go into it, dude? Do I have to go in? I don't think so.
Did you watch it as like a kid, or did you?
Yes, we had like a triple DVD set. It had Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and um, Howl's Moving Castle on it
Mm,
when I was little. I didn't have any of
nice.
the others, so I would watch those on repeat. I When I was little, I actually watched uh, Howl's Moving Castle more than any of the
Hmm.
other two. But looking back and watching it now, Princess Mononoke is still top
Yeah,
contender for me.
that one seems like it'll be. Uh, I mean, I don't want to say like it's a favorite, but I mean, it seems like it'd be one that I could would probably be one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I can I'll bet money that you will love that movie,
Yeah.
and anyone watching right now. It's kind of a hard movie not to just fall in love with. It reminds me, dude. I'll bring it back. We'll bring it back to Near. Uh, it weirdly does remind me a lot of Near, where uh, I don't once again I don't want to spoil too much with it, but it plays with the idea of not having a main antagonist throughout the whole movie. There really is no
Yeah,
very
I've
iffy
heard.
on who the bad.
Yeah, I've heard that sort of side of it. How it's like gray kind
Yeah, you
of,
kind of get to choose
like moral
who you're.
ambiguity kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, very ambiguous with who you're gonna be rooting for.
Yeah, I have
Um,
heard about that.
yeah, that's a must watch. Probably even more than the Iron Giant for me. But those three are just the ones that come to the top of my mind.
Nice. Yeah, those are. I had not heard of Little Miss Sunshine. That one seems pretty cool. Got the Riddler in it.
Yeah, yep, got the Riddler, dude.
Yeah.
That might have been one of his first movies. I know he played Brian Wilson in the that Beatles movie that came out a few years ago. It was pretty good, but I haven't really seen. And well, he was also in
There Will Be Blood.
uh, yeah, There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of, and
Uh.
12 Years a Slave. But that's all I know.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's one of the like a slave driver in that movie.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool, or he seems like he's a pretty cool guy. Seen his
Yeah,
Criterion Closet video where Criterion invited him to pick out some movies that he liked, and he seemed pretty cool. Like,
yeah. Everything I've seen him in, he's always just really chill. I think he even directed a movie not that long ago.
yeah, I think he did. See, Jamie, pull that up. Let's see here. Oh yeah, he's in Okja, Prisoners.
Yes, Prisoners.
He
Yes.
directed Wildlife. Yeah,
Okay. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't either, but yeah, okay, that's pretty epic.
All right, Zach's about to blow the audience away with the film. For the film buffs in the audience, this is for you.
Yeah, I mean, I believe we've discussed a little bit about my favorite film, my all-time favorite, which is Stalker, of course, the 1979 movie about three guys going to a room. But yeah, that one's it's unique. It definitely isn't for everyone, but it's definitely worth checking out. See some other ones that just come to mind. Of course, there's Seven Samurai is one of my all-time favorites. Just like a perfectly paced long movie. It's like 200 minutes long, so like 3 hours 20 minutes, and it's just perfect pace and excellent character building.
When mom says one more movie before bedtime,
yeah, you put on Seven Samurai. Yeah, it's just, even to this day, the action set pieces are just amazing, and it's got a amazing blend of humor and action scale and some sad moments as well for all you guys. Love to cry with the boys.
Right, just a couple tears, bro. Nothing wrong.
You turn into the Russian salute guy. Let's see here. Oh, you didn't mention one movie that I know we've talked about being one of your favorites and one of mine as well, Mulholland Drive.
Oh, yeah.
It's personally not my favorite David Lynch film, but it's definitely up there. And it was one of the first ones I ever saw, so it was a very key moment in my.
Yeah, that's my only movie of his that I've seen more than once, or that like I've actively went back and like wanted to rewatch. But I also haven't seen all of his stuff either, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very hard thing to sort of go back and rewatch things, because there's just so much. You feel like you need to be watching more stuff that you probably should have seen, or you can rewatch Mulholland Drive for like the third time, fourth time, the cowboy scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments in that movie that are just kind of, I could rewatch endlessly.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely say it's probably his best movie as an introduction. It's not too out there for David Lynch. And yeah, go ahead.
Would you say that is the best introduction, or would you say Blue Velvet is? Because I'm almost on the fence of saying that Blue Velvet would be a good introduction to his movie.
That's a very good point. That's actually my favorite of his movies.
I really like that. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite movies ever, but I love like the voyeuristic dream like kind of sense that it has. Like the whole
Yeah,
pretty much after the first 30 minutes, maybe I don't remember like the pacing of it, but it's like within 25 to 30 minutes where he's in the closet and just
yeah,
for the next hour, it's just this kind of dream fueled like adventure that he goes on from being a voyeur, watching this crazy shit go on and then being taken on this adventure with these gangsters and stuff.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, that's
It's
a recommendation.
yeah. I guess some people might think it's a bit maybe not like too disturbing, but it might be a bit much for an introduction. I think Mulholland Drive is a nice blend of that surreal quality with just being a really fun movie to watch, not too disturbing. I mean, there is of course like the jump scare scene and stuff, but
Yeah, I guess that movie probably is one of his least like, at least in the moment, horror. There's not a whole lot of besides that.
yeah,
If you don't know, you can even look it up. It's just the beginning of the movie, the diner scene at the beginning. If that
yeah,
interests you, then just go ahead and watch the movie. If you don't want to get the full time commitment in, just check that out.
yeah. I could see an argument for both films, but yeah. And plus, Blue Velvet has Kyle MacLachlan in it, so it's easily my favorite just for that.
Oh yeah,
That and
yeah. I would
Dune.
assume if anyone who's watching right now, they will mainly know
Yeah,
Twin
Twin
Peaks
Peaks.
compared to anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we are talking about introductions, that might be the best one. Just
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like I was kind of mainly
talking
sticking
about
with films, but
films.
Twin
Yeah,
Peaks definitely will probably be your best bet with an intro.
yeah, and I mean that does bring me to another favorite, which is Fire Walk with Me. Um, it's always sort of uh, like a tie between that and Blue Velvet, just depending on the day, which one's my favorite
Yeah,
of his. But those two are just something else. I love Firewalk with Me more than the show. Uh, it's just something about the whole movie. I don't think you've seen it, so I won't.
no, I haven't.
I won't get into specifics because it's definitely worth checking out. Uh, but you do have to watch the show first. Uh,
Yeah, I've seen people on Twitter who will like tweet out, watch Twin Peaks in this order, like watch the movie first, then the second season, then the first season, or like some crazy stuff like that.
no,
And I'm like, and then in the replies, it'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? They're like, that movie is kind of, I guess it could be an intro, but it's an intro in the way where like you're kind of supposed to at least know what is going on. Like it's kind of made
yeah,
with the intention that you'll know.
be like playing Metal Gear Solid 5 first before playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It really, it's just as easy as release order. Like that's the way it was made to be
Yeah, I think
watched. So just
that's
do
that's
that.
an easy one.
Yeah.
Watching the way it
I
came
mean, I
out.
guess if you're rewatching it, maybe it could be interesting to play around with it, but no, not
Yeah.
if you're in just getting into it. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to think of some more, maybe some stuff that you've seen. Uh, see, have you seen any of the films of John Carpenter? Like, I think you
I've
mentioned
seen The Thing.
you have seen The Thing.
Yes,
That
but
is
I
a
that might be the only.
well,
I'll have to
you've definitely
get
seen
Jamie to look
Halloween.
this up.
There's no way you haven't seen
Yeah,
Halloween.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I have seen Halloween.
yeah. The Thing is a very good film. I love it way more than Halloween. I do like Halloween, but it's I'm definitely more of a fan of his other stuff. Definitely Big Trouble in Little China. That's one of my all-time favorites. Definitely my favorite of his. So you should definitely check that one out. Probably just one of the all-time most fun movies ever.
I hear that about like The Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China. That they are both pretty.
Yeah, they're very
good.
Radically different, but Escape is more of like a action kind of thing, whereas Big Trouble is like a little bit of everything, and never takes itself too seriously at all, and infinitely quotable. But
Okay, I'm looking at his movies now. I've seen Halloween, The Thing, and I watched The Ward when it came out.
Yeah,
I don't remember much about it, but I that was kind of around the time when I was getting really into just watching all the horror movies I could. Not really like old horror movies, but
okay,
like
yeah.
80s and up. And that came out, and then I saw it was done by John Carpenter, and I liked Halloween, so I was like, okay, well, I'll watch it. But besides that, I don't remember anything about it, besides it being like taking place in like the psych ward.
Yeah, I have not seen it, but I've only heard that it's terrible. And it's his last film that he's done. So, I definitely plan on watching it because I've seen most of his stuff, so I need to just pay my dues and finish out his filmography just out of respect. But yeah,
Dude, it's got Amber Heard as the lead. Maybe you don't want to watch it if you don't want to support Amber Heard in her quest to destroy Johnny Depp. So there's that.
Yeah, I think me watching The Ward on YouTube will fuel her.
Yeah, I will, dude. You have no idea that view. That might be the $1 she needed to continue her case against Johnny Depp. You never know. You got to boycott where you can, man, even if it doesn't seem rational.
Yeah. But on the other side, I gotta support John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you got to kind of weigh the odds of what you're doing.
I like John Carpenter way more than Johnny Depp, so.
Yeah, you just got to kind of weigh it out.
I remember we talked about Hard Boiled one time. You have seen it, right?
Yes, it came.
Yeah.
It came with the game Stranglehold.
Stranglehold, yeah.
It was my grandpa's game, and he really liked it, and I watched it with him. But dude, I was so young, I barely remember it, but
yeah,
it was cool.
I love that movie so much. It's quite the adventure. Isn't also, the game like a sequel to the movie?
I don't know. But I can say that the game is fucking awesome. I'll give it that. At least to like the 10-year-old me, it was like the coolest thing ever.
Well,
it was kind of like Max Payne on steroids.
Okay. That just sounds like a John Woo movie to begin with.
Yeah. I feel like, and I've even seen people say this about the game, it's like, it really does justice to like translating the movie to like a game.
Yeah.
Like there's like smoke going everywhere with every bullet. Like you'll shoot a table and somehow like smoke pours from the table and like things fly everywhere. And
yeah,
you can like jump on a cart like I don't know exactly what they're called, but like the carts that maids will push around like at a hotel.
Yeah.
Or something like you can like jump on one and slide across like the hallway and it goes slow-mo and you're like shooting everything. But it's all laid out really well.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do, but it feels like you're actually
just like a movie star kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel like, wow, dude, I'm like badass right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll need to check that game out. that movie is definitely up there. But yeah, I mean that's fairly good conversation on
Yeah, that was good.
films.
That's tight. Leave a review in the comments on that conversation. Was it good? Did it suck?
Have you seen any of these movies?
Yeah, have you seen any other movies? What are your favorite movies?
Yeah, Brandon, go.
Yeah, leave it. Joe.
Not Dolter.
Yeah, Dolter, don't. Grummelter, don't do it.
Yeah, we don't care.
Where are we at? Where are we at on time?
We have just crossed the 30-minute mark.
Okay, so we're doing good.
I mean, I guess we have to, address the giant elephant in the metaphorical room.
What is that?
That is a certain game that you have been playing.
Oh yeah.
Or rather, you have not been playing.
Oh, yeah. Good segue. Xenophobia, the game for PlayStation 1.
In other words, Dolter.
Yes, it is a Dolter simulator. It's pretty good. Xenogears. Let me correct myself. I really like it so far, but like you said, I haven't. I played it that night for maybe 3 or 4 hours. I don't remember. But I like it so far. You've played that intro twice, so maybe you kind of know where I'm at. I don't know if you could ask me questions on it, because I feel like I don't have a lot to say on it, because I'm like, right now I'm kind of just going through the motions of it, but I'm taking everything in, and so far I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't, so you haven't. I didn't realize you haven't played it since that one day we discussed it. But
I would say I'm around the 3 or 4 hour mark, somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah, you made it to was it Dazil? I think is what the place is called.
Yeah, I made it there, and then Catan, he went he went to go look for parts to fix the
Veltol.
What are they called? What are the mechs called in the game? Yeah, the gears. Dude, that's fucking obvious. I should have the gears.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to leave him out. You were like, oh, I don't want to just leave him going out, I'm going to check on him. So I went to the desert and beat some of the, I assume that there are people from Dazel just out in the desert, like mining for these gears parts that were kind of just like stopping me randomly. I wasn't sure who they were. They were just kind of like, they were some like Taliban looking motherfuckers, like stopping me, but I don't know. Don't get me canceled for that. I don't know who.
I think they're soldiers. Does it tell you what enemy type they are or something?
Yeah, but I think it was just like brawl, like pugilist or like stuff like that, where I wasn't really sure what they were from. Like I don't know if they were like the almighty like Elysium motherfuckers in the sky that were down, or if they were like the Dazel people. So I'm not. I'm not sure. But I mean that part didn't really feel like it was too important. That
was pivotal to the game.
Yeah. But I got to the part, and then this dude, these gears showed up, and I found Catan, and he had already fixed up the gear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying Catan. I'm gonna keep.
Yeah, you have to.
It was a great moment. He showed up right when these gears showed up, and he let me get in the gear, and I fought him. And after I beat him, this fucking god-looking motherfucker dude in the armor showed up, kind of looking badass. He was like talking to me about how I don't know my past, and like that he's trying to like, he wants me to kill like he wants me to do all these bad things, you know, to for something. I think that's kind of where I'm at. He's like, he didn't really fucking say anything. I'm like, okay, and what? I don't know. What do you
Yeah,
want me to do this for?
yeah, you're kind of like,
So
yeah, you have like the same reaction that Faye does. You're just kind of like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you are pissing me off. So you are working. You are working right now. So that was cool. I did like that part. And he fucking, I don't know if he like summoned a damn dune worm to fight
Like
me
the sandworm from Dune.
and killed that. And the last thing I remember was waking up uh, with Catan in the room, same room as me. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's my
I
map.
mean, to people listening, it probably sounds like a lot of like nothing, but yeah, I really do know exactly where you're at.
Yeah, dude, Zach is tuned in. He's on the Xeno frequency.
Like the whole game is just ingrained into my mind. Um, yeah, I will say that at the very beginning of the game, that especially for a first playthrough kind of thing, um, it is a whole lot just thrown at you at once. Like it's just like, oh, there's. So you gotta be careful. I don't want to give out anything that hasn't
Right.
been said, but
I think I get what you mean. There's
yeah,
just a lot of things like kind of building this world up. I feel like kind of an exposition thing, but it's not turning me off or anything. It's not
yeah,
definitely not
yeah,
anything like that.
definitely,
I'm actually really into it, but just haven't
yeah,
played it in a few days.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
yeah, you
I
have like what?
I was gonna say I did before I went and looked for Catan in the desert. There's a bar in Dazel. I was like going around just like talking to people, taking everything in, and I went to a bar and there was a dude. I feel and this dude has to be important.
Big
Because
Joe?
he had his.
Isn't that his name?
Yeah, I think that was his name. Yeah, he was drinking and he had like the handsome Squidward like
Yeah.
look and was like all he was like chiseled but also like
Yeah,
makeupy
like a
like
JoJo
yeah like
character.
but that was interesting. I mean I know he can't just be there. He's going to be in this game and other places. So that was interesting. And just the
Yeah.
town of Dazel I liked.
Yeah, I
Like talking to
remember.
people.
Yeah. Yeah, it gave me a
You go ahead.
very sort of like Star Wars where Luke and them are entering uh, the Mos Eisley.
Y-
It
Uh, y- yeah, is that?
gives me those kind of vibes going there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's kind of like a town where everyone's working, like, but it also has that desert aesthetic too. So it kind of
Yeah.
helps. But like when you pretty much every person you talk to in the town, they'll say things like, "Oh, my husband" or "Oh, my wife is out looking for gear relics that have like either fallen from the battles between us and um what is the
Yeah, there's
place in the sky, like what are the people who like look at people who live down there as though they're like lower than them. I don't remember the name of the
um
people.
yeah,
Some with
I
a V or something.
no.
I have
I
no
know.
idea, but they
I don't
battle.
yeah, yeah. There's the
They battle a lot.
yeah, there's the sand area that you're in is Ave, the kingdom of Ave,
Yes,
and then
yes,
the other faction is the Kislev Empire. I do know
yes.
that
Okay.
the game tells you that at the very beginning. It's not very clear, obviously. You'll forget it like very
Yeah.
quickly
I
without
like when I'm
more
playing it, like I get
context.
it,
Yeah,
but bringing up the names in like a conversation, it's hard to remember. But in the moment, I'm all there.
yeah,
Uh, Everyone you talk to in the town, they're like looking for all these relics because this kind of is almost a shanty-ish looking town. People like everyone is in desert like robes. I mean, it kind of is some Dune,
yeah.
like
Dooney
legitimate
vibes.
Dune,
Yeah,
Dooney vibe.
Duty.
Yeah, some Dooney dude.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I really liked that whole sort of desert vibes that it does there, um, and see, when you're talking about people in the sky, see, you've there was like a moment where you see like a ship, right, in the sky or whatever, and Doc's like, "Oh, that's such and such." Is that what you're
Yeah,
referring
well
to
they're
earlier?
well they're passing over. The what I'm talking about is I might have been misinterpreting it. I don't know. The girl who joins your party in the forest, is her name Ellie or Eller or
Ellie.
what is
Yeah.
Ellie?
Yeah,
Uh,
Elheim.
she is talking about the people who live on the land as though that they're like lesser than the people who
Lambs.
live.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that they're lambs.
Yeah, it calls them Gebler at that point of the
Yeah.
game, I think. I think that's what. Like that spaceship that goes overhead, that's. Yeah.
So that's my experience with Xenogears so far, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you're still at that very beginning sort of
Yeah.
stage. I uh, definitely didn't have a huge love for it at that point, or at least relatively compared to obviously like playing it twice.
Yeah, that's a whole other experience, I'm sure.
But yeah, it definitely gets very interesting as you progress through. Um,
I'm trying to think of any. I do want to talk about some moments because there
yeah,
have been moments where I'm like, wow, I've just never seen this in a game. Even Final Fantasy VII, as great of the time as I had with it, there are moments in Xenogears that just Final Fantasy never really tried to do on the PS1. Like there were never any.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
it
Uh,
never felt. It never felt like the protagonist had something like deeply wrong with him. Like there was some kind of like outer things at play that he didn't realize. Well, that's kind of a bad example because I
yeah,
guess there were
yeah,
kind of similar things. But the fact that he jumped into the gear at the beginning in this town full of people that he grew up with and loved, and everyone loved him, and it was kind of almost like a comically happy little town where everyone was just
yeah,
hunky dory.
yeah. I love that
Uh,
little village theme.
Yeah, it was like, okay, well, this shit's kind of like everyone's chill here. I mean, marriage coming up, big wedding. The only kind of off kilter thing during that whole intro is that Faye is, um, there's obviously some kind of past chemistry between Faye and um, that
Alice.
little boy's sister, Alice. Yeah,
Yeah,
but other than that, I mean, that village is like everyone's awesome, and then he jumps into the gear and you know
yeah,
things go from
yeah.
there. It's kind of a
That was probably the moment in the game where I was like, "Whoa!" Like this isn't what I thought it was. Because I mean, I went to it completely blind, not knowing anything about the story, and
yeah. That's exactly how I'm doing it too. And this makes
when you
everything a surprise.
when you go into the gear and just destroy the whole village, it was definitely a moment.
Yeah, and the combat I can talk about. But once again, I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of because I had no idea until I messaged you about like kind of being confused by it. I haven't like lost or even been close to dying yet. I've been kind of like collecting these different healing items, so I'm
Yeah,
pretty good. But I had no idea what the combo thing was, and I'm ready to kind of get into that or learn some combos. because I've just kind of been doing the same things, experimenting here and there just to see which does more damage, but so far I've just kind of had no reason to even do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that'll come later, of course, once you get into the real meat of the game.
Yeah, right now I'm cooking the steak.
Yeah, you're still in the
Nice steak.
appetizer stage.
Yeah, dude. Cooking the steak, eating some hush puppies before the barbecue comes out.
Yeah, with a little jolt from like the intro, of course.
True, yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm eating hush puppies. These hush puppies are good. Okay. I wonder if anyone else in America knows what hush puppies are if they aren't from the Midwest. I don't know if that's a normal thing that people eat. Do you know? Do you know what hush puppies are?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm talking to
of
you.
course.
Okay, I was just making sure. It's just weird that like I've never like ever seen anyone online talk about hush puppies before.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like good enough for me to want to talk about them.
Well, yeah, I mean,
But if they're on the plate, then like they're not. You know, it's not like you
right. I
don't
mean, me
eat
either.
it. Yeah.
Me either, but I mean, like you go on YouTube or something, or I'm on Snapchat and I'm looking at shit, or
Yeah,
Twitter, and the
there's
people
no
are posting
video
all this food.
essays on the hush
They're po-
puppy.
they're posting all these different like foods I've heard of, like pizza and everything. But even I see catfish stuff, but hush puppies, dude, they are not getting the representation online. So I don't know.
Yeah, bit of a hidden gem. Yeah.
Dude, I want some hush puppies now.
But
They aren't even
I
that
mean,
good.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a thing that like you just get them with the meal and like it's like, oh well, I guess I'll eat those. They're
Right.
there.
Like you don't go to like at McDonald's, they'll be like, okay, do you want fries, apples, or hush puppies? And I'm like, I'll just take fries.
Yeah, no. If McDonald's ever had the McHush puppy,
It's just seasoned bread. Like, I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a fried little ball of spiced dough.
yeah, it's like a. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
It's pretty inoffensive. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's like not. Yeah, I mean, it's not inedible, but it's not.
it's hard to hate, but kind of hard to love too.
Yeah, it's like.
Getting
I was
the
gonna,
hush puppy
I was
chat.
gonna say, I was gonna bring it back to 358 over 2 days.
I could see a lot of hush puppy.
Because you
in
said
358
like,
over 2 days.
you said it's like, it's not a bad game, but it's not good.
I would say it's one of my favorite games, but I wouldn't say I'd ever want to play it ever again. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
same with
I was just joking.
same with that's the same with hush puppies too, though. No, I am backing your comparison. I'm backing it because I believe in it.
Yeah, I mean,
Hush Puppies cast for this episode.
I mean, I'm down.
Okay.
I mean, we kind of already did it. We just gave the whole breakdown of the hush puppy, how it relates to Xenogears and 358 over 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. I don't even know how this started. I feel like I don't want to know. How did this start? How did we start talking about hush puppies?
We were talking about. I was talking about how you haven't made it to the meat of the game yet.
Oh, okay.
And you said like, you said yeah,
like an appetizer.
Yeah, getting an appetizer, cooking some hush puppies.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool. That was a good tangent.
Yeah.
For all the hush puppy fans.
Yeah. Probably
Let's
Dolter.
I won't linger on it too long because Dolter will join and he'll
Oh
He'll
yeah,
make it all
true.
about hush puppies.
Yeah,
What are we at? What's our time at?
we're at 49. We're we're getting there.
Okay.
I do have
I
to
mean,
ask one more question for you
okay.
about the game, and that's the score, the the soundtrack. What are you thinking
Yeah,
of the Legend?
I'm into it. The only no, I got a big burp. It's pretty epic. Uh, I'm into it. I guess that track that you sent me that plays in Catan's house, when
Yeah.
you meet him, is good. But for me, the standout track so far has been the Days Old Town theme. I was just exploring to this kind of like
Yeah.
melodic little
That's
kind of Middle Eastern inspired
yeah.
sounding.
That track has some like chants, right? Am I thinking of a different
Yeah,
one?
yeah, there are vocals. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously the legendary Mitsuda is gonna have a pretty decent soundtrack, but yeah, that's there's a track that plays at the very beginning of the game that you'll hear more, but that's another great
yeah.
one. Like during
I'm
the
thinking.
little text crawl at the very beginning.
Yeah, I remember they were talking. That's kind of. Oh fuck! What were they? I think did it start out with like an alpha and omega thing? Like,
Oh yeah,
uh,
that's the little uh, anime cinematic thing.
yeah, and then I remember like after that anime intro, there was also like a text
Yeah,
crawl of like kind of
that's the one
describing the
I'm talking
world a little
about.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the one where it kind of just gives you a lot of information. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that track is a good one. And then obviously you'll get to some good ones as well, but that'll be at a later date.
yeah. I've got a lot of songs to probably rehear. I'm assuming that they're
Yeah, yeah,
what do they
definitely.
call? Um, shit, I don't remember the name of it. But like themes that will play throughout songs even when you don't
Yeah,
realize it. But
yeah, like
there
a
will be.
motif kind of thing,
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
theme. Yeah,
leitmotif. That is what they call that.
yeah,
Uh, so those will come into play. So I'll kind of be more aware of what I'm hearing,
yeah,
uh,
definitely. Um, and of
even if it's
course,
subconsciously. But
yeah, and it just ties into the themes even more.
yeah, yeah, it's fucking with my mind while I play too.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll definitely have some more in depth discussions as you beat the game and encounter more
Yeah,
of this.
and by the next time we do an episode, I'll at least be quite a bit farther. If not, I won't. I probably will not have beaten it, but I
No, no,
will.
definitely. But yeah,
I will have played more.
we'll give it a proper episode once we can actually discuss nothing off the table kind of thing. Um, yeah, and probably just after my third playthrough, I'll probably just get
Yeah.
the urge, the itch. But yeah,
Yeah, it's exciting to play a game that's obviously so influential and that so many people love, while also knowing that this isn't it. Like it's kind of a hopeful outlook. I'm like, okay, well I'll play this, and then fuck, I mean, it'll be kind of a toss up between starting the Xenosaga games or the Xenoblade games, and then those games taking fucking 3 million hours to complete and being in that world. So
yeah,
it is a cool outlook compared to like I'll bring it back to Nier. You know, it's easy to do that for me where it's like, okay, well, I just beat Nier. Do I go play Sino Alice now? What do I do? You know?
yeah. Near you just got the two. I guess there's more, of course, with the Dragon card games, but
Yeah, even then, that's kind of a hard sell
yeah, yeah,
whenever your first intro is Nier. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
You know, I do not blame people for going and playing Drakengard and not being into it.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
As interesting as it is.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, I was never bored when I played it, but
Mm,
aside from the gameplay,
right,
aside
yeah.
from the times you're actually playing it, yeah, and I can see that near connection. Like whenever I was playing through Replicant, I could definitely feel that um,
Yeah, that's
similarities to
kind
the
of what's keeping
Xenogears.
me. That's not what's keeping me going. I'm not like playing it and being like, oh, okay, so when's the
Yeah.
near part come out? Like
Yeah,
when does
fuck.
Grimoire Vice
Come
come out
on.
out of school?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, even playing it now, I'm taking in there are similarities even within just a few hours. I can already see that they are going for themes that other games don't ever, you know, mainly with like philosophy and psychology stuff. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Saying that sounds so stupid. Like saying philosophy and psychology stuff, like dumbing it down, but
Got some
I do.
things.
Yeah, there's some things in it, but there's some things in there I don't get, but they're in there.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, even without being just conscious or just breaking down every tiny little like thing, they're just both really well made, sort of like emotional stories that you don't really have to sit down and get a PhD in
Right.
psychoanalytics or whatever.
That's what I'm into about it is more of kind of a
Yeah,
and I feel like I've got like a phobia of saying that things are like accessible or things that are like approachable because it makes it sound like it's simple or stupid or something when it's not.
yeah,
But they are games you can play without having to I don't know like having to look at fucking things as philosophical facts or like looking at something and being like, oh, that looks like a vagina, that's the feminine, or like that looks like the
yeah,
penis, that's the phallic or the masculine or something. And those things are in near, but
yeah,
you don't, it doesn't, it matters, but it doesn't matter that much. Like, I mean, it's just kind of a cool added thing. The same way that like Christian stuff is in Evangelion. It's like, that's cool, but it really doesn't matter.
yeah. You don't have to just look at all the subtext to under to appreciate it, kind of thing.
Right. If you're following the story, then you're getting what they're saying. You know what I mean? You're getting
Yeah,
what they don't have to sit there and be like, okay, this next paragraph will be a reference to this manuscript by Friedrich Nietzsche. You know, you'll read it
yeah,
without even having to know that, and you'll be reading things.
yeah.
You
You
know,
just
you're taking
subconsciously
it
pick it
in.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the way I like to sort of like consume things. I don't really like. That was an issue I had with that. Was it the State of the Arc podcast? It was kind of just like
Oh yeah.
every little detail just being broken down, and I mean, it definitely is cool to see. It just doesn't do anything for me on any kind of a level of enjoyment.
Yeah, that's what I have. I think it's easy to look at stuff like that, like that State of the Art podcast, um, and be like, okay, well, this shit doesn't matter, or like, I didn't play the game and I didn't notice any of this stuff, and actually, the fact that you guys are even bringing this shit up is kind of almost making me not like this game, just because you're like kind of just looking into it so much, and I feel like I'm learning things that I maybe didn't even want to that could also not even be intentional. You know what I mean? Like it's this
Yeah,
over analysis kind of thing that can be off putting. But I also get it. Like I don't hate it because I know people love to do that. So, but it also is not my
yeah.
thing either.
Yeah, I can definitely respect it, but it's sort of like an extreme example would be like The Shining, where it's been sort of over analyzed in
Oh,
fan
yeah.
theories and all kinds of stuff. But I mean,
There's like
if you
there's
watch it,
documentaries
yeah, on and that,
on
yeah,
on the analysis of the movie, not even on the movie.
yeah, definitely. And it's just like when you watch it, it's just like you're just enjoying a movie. You just sort
Yeah,
of
it is.
subconsciously will just form your own analysis and opinions on it. Don't need to go frame by frame, analyze every little detail. Unless you're into that, then go ahead.
Right. That's kind of where it's like it's hard for me to even speak on that kind of stuff because I know that people get into that,
Yeah,
and for me, it comes off. I shouldn't even feel bad for thinking this, but it's something that people would get really upset if they heard me say is that like, okay, well, galaxy brain, motherfucker. Does this make you feel smarter? Like, I feel like these people feel more intelligent by, uh, I don't know, like they're strengthening or like working out their brain in
yeah,
a way that will like let them be in the upper echelon of the Rick and Morty fan base. But
yeah. Like you're, yeah, like a flex kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's
it's just immediately off-putting to me, and it shouldn't be, but it just really is immediately like makes me
yeah,
cringe a little bit
yeah. I mean, I
because
don't.
like what you like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with the whole idea of sort of just analyzing and thinking sort of beyond of like what's actually going on and maybe thinking on a deeper level. I'm not against that, but I mean, it just, I don't know, it can come off as arrogant when you're sort of diving that deep into it or stretching that far with some things.
Yeah, it gives me one of my favorite words to describe the people that make me think of that is
Does it start with a P? Oh,
pseudo-intellectual. Wait, what did you say?
I thought you were gonna say pretentious.
Oh, well, I mean that works too, but I
Pseudo
love
intellectual, yeah.
the pseudo-intellectual. For me,
Yeah.
that is hard. Hard for me to. I could probably never be cool with you if you speak to me. People who speak to you like they're always teaching you something.
Yeah.
They're never discussing things with you. It's always about teaching things to you that you don't know.
Yeah.
There's never like a conversation. It's more of a sit down and let me tell you something you don't know because I know it. Kind
Yeah,
of.
like my logic rant.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's not. That was not pseudo intellectual.
But yeah, that's another reason why I'm sort of hesitant to do anything with my pseudo reviews that I've been writing
Yeah,
over.
we're gonna start calling everything pseudo.
Yeah, my
Sounds cooler.
quasi reviews.
Yeah, you're quasi.
Because I mean, because I sort of do that a little bit, but it's more of my own opinion kind of thing.
And
So
that's what I
I don't
mean.
really,
Don't.
yeah,
That's what I say. Don't ever be worried about it either, because I fall under that spell too, where I'm like, it's kind of like suppressing your own confidence in a way. It's like you
yeah,
know you're confident in speaking about something, but you don't want to come across as though you are a
yeah. Like you're
know-it-all
a
or that you
lecture,
are
smart
yeah, or
aleck.
that or that you're like teaching people things. So
Yeah,
it's kind of a when you write a review or when you write an analysis or when you do a podcast, you kind of always have to go in with the fact that the people who are listening, whether you like it or not, they are going to be interested in you as someone who's speaking, whether or not you are
yeah,
boring or lame or whatever. It's just fact. It's just a human nature that they're going to be interested in the one talking. So you
yeah,
have to realize your own. Uh, I don't know. Like you have to realize that you don't need to talk down to people who are listening to you or talk to them like you are
yeah,
their sole teacher.
yeah. Or worry about that. Kinda, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's another thing where sort of just writing them like as a review to yourself kind of helps, because you're not censoring yourself in any way. You're just sort of, you're not afraid of that kind of coming off as arrogance, since you're just sort of writing the review for yourself. So
Yeah, right for you. Yeah, that's the big. Honestly, that's the best. Write something that you would want to read is kind of the thing. Make a podcast that you would want to listen to.
yeah,
Make
yeah,
a game
definitely.
that you would want to play. That's probably
Yeah,
the
it's
greatest
still,
advice
yeah,
out there.
yeah, and I don't know, maybe hopefully someday it'll get it turned into Strelick Stash production, but
Yeah, we'll be an LLC. We'll
yeah,
get that LLC set.
but yeah, it was pretty good discussions on a lot of different topics. I think the fans will be most pleased.
Yeah, they'll hit
Um,
it, man. Leave in
and
the comments if you thought that was a pseudo-intellectual conversation,
quasi,
a quasi-intellectual experience.
yeah, and
If it opened your third eye.
um, yeah, hopefully, yeah, that's I'm not gonna say that like the next episode's gonna suck, but like this one's pretty dang
Yeah,
good. You got
yeah.
hush
Well, we started
puppies.
this. We had the Hush Puppies. Hush Puppies might have been the peak. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's like a cosine wave,
Yeah,
and
that's true. We started it with the Scarface. That was a. We were. I'll be honest, guys. I know in the beginning I said that I thought this wasn't going to be, or that this wasn't going to be the peak when I was talking about Scarface. But I'll be honest, in the moment, I was like, man, this podcast can only go downhill from here.
yeah, but
But it didn't.
yeah, we saved it. So
We did it.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Say thank you in the comments. Say thank you
Yeah.
for this amazing work of art,
No, but
and that you'll send it to your children and loved ones.
yeah. So if you made it to this far, thank you, and
Yeah. Thank you.
have a great day.
Bye bye.